What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Yes, we are 5 minutes technically late today, but don't blame me. Blame this crazy schedule that I keep, yeah? All right, everyone, what is going on? I hope you can all hear me clearly. Let me know you can in the rooms, and we should be all set up and ready to rock. Let's just quickly talk about this US 500. So as we suspected, yesterday was the green bull. And the green bull was most likely going to come through. And the main reason I think behind that was realistically the fact that it's happened time and time again. And this could be Wall Street kind of setting up for a little bit of a trappity trip. And what are they going to be doing? Well, we could see the movement up here to another peak, kind of like test that 4,400, bolt out, reject, create kind of like a shooting star or something, and then create a big double top. That would be very, very dirty of them if they did that. Or we could maybe see just like a new peak hit the community trend line. That would be, something that's very attainable as well. Or maybe it just turns around right here and closes below. Either way, when we are looking at this market, we know we're near the tippity top. There's some kind of gravitational force that will bring this down. We talked about the IWM. We talked about the fact that we've been seeing some weakness statistics. We had the bonds flying up. We had the dollar index showing strength. These are all things that tend to really mean that we have kind of like a little bit of discrepancy between the market and, I guess, the general risk hedges out there. And I am certainly looking for it. But for now, let's talk about this actual day. Let's talk about what's going on right now. All the moving averages, except for the 200 on the 2 hour, are below. So we have 43.20 support. 43.20 support, guys. And we've got this little bit of resistance, which is just closed above. It is looking bullish here at the start of the session. It is looking bullish. Everything can change if we get back underneath this little support line. Then all of a sudden we start putting pressure back on the downside. If you're a day trader, if you like to get involved in kind of like that type of stuff, then you do have a few kind of markets here that I think are hitting kind of supports, hitting resistances ahead of the open. We'll keep covering these into the open, which is just under an hour away. Let's have a look now at the Dow. So the Dow came off massive support, came off our big daily, huge trend line. Anyone get one on this? Did anyone get on the Dow? Did anyone get in the SP 500 or the Nasdaq yesterday? Did you guys buy the dip? Did you guys have a good session? Also, welcome Alan Culler. Thank you so much for joining the Stonk Squad. Welcome and great to have you here. Enjoy the emojis. Mr. Patex21 says Tom is actually bearish. Wow. Yeah, I'm turning bear, man. I'm turning bear. We're going bear. Now, I think the only reason I'm going bear is because it's overdue from the perspective, not so much that the market's doing anything glorious right now. It's just overdue from the perspective of the time of year and the other things that are happening. I'm still bullish at this stage. I'm still bullish for the dips. I'm still bullish for the trading concept because we haven't seen bearish action. But I'll tell you what, my opinion, the way I'm looking at things right now, I certainly am not sitting here going, oh, I love entering my 10-year long positions at this zone. No, not for me. Not the 10-year zone for me right now. Still bear on JP Morgan, says Truly Messiah. Yeah, nothing changes, man. Like, we haven't got the confirmation underneath, but JP Morgan, very much so. Look at this. This is an absolute left shoulder, head, right shoulder, head and shoulders. I mean, we have a head and shoulders. Now, I think a lot of people misinterpret what they're going to be doing about this. Like, do you have the confirmation to get into the short now? No. Have you seen the confirmation? No. Are we going to see it? I don't know. Maybe we will. But if we close underneath this zone, we close underneath this little low here, what I usually suspect and usually expect to happen is it comes back up, retests this, and then we get that short off. And that's when you want to be turning into more of a bear kind of action. That's when you look at the XLF, you look at JP Morgan, you think what usually tends to lead to the bearish action. It's going to be something like those. It's going to be something like a closure underneath here. But just because it gets down to the support doesn't mean you should be selling that action. you should be waiting for, or you could be waiting for things like confirmation. You need to wait for that confirmation. It's always so important. Musti says, don't be a bear, be a crab. Tom, did you anticipate last night's rally on the S&P? I would think yes. I mean, what did we say the entire session? I mean, what did I literally say the entire session? Community, did I say this? It's come down. It's come down. The next day was green. Come down. The next day was green. Come down. Next day was green. Come down. I was betting on the idea of it filling the gap. Look, it makes logical sense. If you're thinking, what's the trend right now? It's up. Where did it go to? The best support we've had, which is the 50 exponential moving average. Plus, we also had the horizontal resistances as well. Plus, we had the Dow. Plus, we had the Russell 2000. Yesterday, I did say it quite a few times. Truly Messiah says, you said rally. I did. I did say rally. Now, am I saying be a big bear today? No. I'm not a big bear today. I'm just talking about I'm looking for the signs of the big bear because I don't want him to catch me. I'm the salmon. I'm swimming up. I need to get up the river. I don't want to be caught by the bear and eaten. That is not the idea. So I think it's always misinterpreted. People misinterpret what I'm saying here. The way I look at this is that we're at a time of the year that makes sense for pullbacks to occur. We've got debt ceiling discussion. I noticed that's not being brought up much. We've got the Delta variant, which is an excuse, which suddenly is not an excuse anymore. Funny how that is. Oh, we're so concerned about the Delta. Oh, no, we're not. Funny how that's cutting through the crap kind of that they're talking about. We've got obviously the tensions, the trade tension potential. That's always a big thing. I think that actually does hit around the Nasdaq quite a lot. And then we've got earnings. Now, Apple is probably the key to that scenario. And Apple comes out next week. If you're not aware which day, I believe it is the 27th. Am I correct there? The 27th, I think, the Tuesday next week. We have the Apple earnings. And that is going to be really, I think, the signal either way. If the Apple earnings come out, here it is. Here's the Apple earnings. 27th, yeah. So when it rallies into that, if it can't come through with the goods, or even it does come through the goods, goes to 160. So let's say Apple does like this. Woohoo, we're going up and we hit 160. At this point, do I think there will be a pullback? Yes, I would think so. It makes logical sense. 26th. SOS, big move pre-market. We'll take a look at that soon. Apple, Tesla Monday, Apple Tuesday. Yeah. That nasty Tesla. Nasty Tesla. How is it looking pre-market? Down 0.19%. Tesla continues to just be this annoying rabbit stock that doesn't like doing anything in particular. We have the trend line. We have the bullish action yesterday, which is good. We're hoping for more slingshot action today up to the 690. I mean, as with anything Tesla, we have to kind of go back and think, all right, we have this earnings announcement. How has Tesla tended to trade the days into earnings? Always think about that, guys. Super important. So here's the earnings. What happened here? Tesla was relatively bullish the first the 3 days into that earnings. Relatively. Not amazing. Let's go over here to this one. What happened here into earnings? So Tesla rallied and then sold off the day before earnings. So it rallied. Let's think of this as it's Wednesday today. And this one here was rally, sell off, small rally, and then obviously small rally again, dump into the earnings. So this was, what do we have? Sell off, rally, and then hit like a peak and then dump 2 days into the earnings. What about over here on the left-hand side? I like going through these things and just thinking if there's some, common event that occurs. So that's certainly no rallying over there. Very little rallying. Very little rallying. Oh, a little bit of rally. Not much. Earnings over here. Pretty actually pretty, boring, I guess, before that one. Earnings over here. Yeah. So there's no real correlation between great price action or anything, and the earnings. I think that's fairly clear when you look through those points. Always do that, guys. Always think about what are the data points? What is the history of a stock going into it? You know, you go back over to Apple, and what you'll find is that every time Apple's announcement's coming out, it rallies into the announcement with all the retail herd getting in there, and it loves its little rallies into the earnings. Over here, it didn't quite do it in October, but we have rally into the announcement over here. We have a rally over the announcement over here. You can see it comes in early. Even over here, it came in early. It's always early for Apple. So it's not about what happens that particular day. It usually starts rallying into it. Now, it's about 3 weeks out, it starts to go. 2 to 3 weeks out, it starts to go. And it tends to do this time and time again, and then sells off after that. See? Look at the rally. Look at the rally. So if you're thinking about trading some Apple stock, look at the rally. It tends to go early. And then it's more of that buy the rumor, sell the fact. Now, I've done this plenty of times. I remember Apple used to be even crazier about like when it released stuff. So it'd be this hype and anticipation into the event. It would release whatever the new product, and then it would sell off the next day. And it was pretty damn easy to look at on the charts. So yeah, Apple is a tend to rally into the buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of stock. Amazon's another one that's sitting around the support today. So this is an interesting stock. I mean, we had a bullish looking hammer. It's back on the previous resistances. Roku is similar to this. We looked at this in our previous webinar that we did. If you guys want to check that out, join the Discord community, and we always post it there every week. We do it on Wednesday, myself and Tyrone, my business trading partner. We do it together. So 3,600 here. 3,600 is sweet. If we get some bullish momentum coming through, I could see good things here. And I think a lot of this comes down to, do we have some of the actionable data coming in for these stocks? I mean, these are big stocks. You know, we're talking about Apple. We're talking about, obviously, Amazon. Well, have there been any large options orders? Let's have a quick look over here. Let's do a bit of a search. So yesterday we did some searching. Let's do some searching here on AMZN, okay? Find out what's been happening. So today we have 3,600 strike, 329K premium set for expiry on the 23rd of the 7th. So that's right around where it is. We have another one, 23rd of the 7th, big position, 3560 coming in, okay? Then we have another position that was set up at the same time, $429,000 of premium in a call, set up for 3550. A 767K. So another big one going into Amazon. I mean, look how many Amazon calls are going through on the 23rd of the 7th. It's like crazy, people. We got 30th of the 7th, 820K call premium. So many call premiums, guys. So many. All setting up over the last couple of days. So will these guys make money, or will it just be they let them all expire worthless and then push the stock up? That's the kind of $1 million question. Now, tend to use these kind of options as a bit of an idea of whether there is sentiment towards the bull. In fact, AMC, now for AMC traders, check out this. I got to show you guys this. Look at how many crazy amounts of option premium. For AMC, this is pretty big options premium. 48 strike. And check out this mad cat. $70 strike. They bought a call for AMC, 252K premium. So 252K premium at a $70 strike set for the 17th of the 9th. So this is that's crazy. That's a big strike level they're looking at. And they've gone in for 2 large loads there. Pretty crazy. Pretty interesting stuff. Trishan says, Autograph co-founded by Tom Brady signing NFT deals with DKNG. Okay. NFTs with DKNG. We've got here Scott Morgan super chatting $10. DKNG selling NFTs and up 3% in the pre-market. Yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they, that DKNG? They love the new style stuff. Let's have a quick look at it for you. So Amazon, certainly a lot of action on the calls expiring over the next couple of days. Now, I tend to be a believer in most calls. You got to remember, most calls expire worthless. So if people are adding those kind of calls in, often it can suppress price. And then when they expire, it slingshots through. So it's not just if most calls expire worthless, and they're buying calls into the close here, into the Friday session, it kind of could suppress price, even though price should be going up. And then price will just slingshot massively after that. So remember, in Forex currency, if you're trading Forex currency, it's one of those things, if you want to use this program, TradingView, click the links down below, guys, before buying the premium. Then you will give me $10. I'm very appreciative. Thank you very much for the coffees. It doesn't come at any cost to you either. Remember that. Just go click the link down below for TradingView. And with Forex, what you'll sometimes see is you'll see a giant put expiring. And these are serious puts. And the put will expire and it will hover here. And then as soon as it expires, it just dumps through. So when we see such a huge congestion of call premium expiring on Friday around here, and most call premium, remember that's buy premium, expires worthless, it can sometimes suppress the price. But I like the price action I'm seeing. I just wonder whether we're going to get a little bit of suppressed price followed by explosion. We'll watch this one through. Hey, we'll come back through the Friday session. We'll come back on the Monday session. Very interesting to watch this play out. I'm interested and excited to watch that one with you guys. Let's have a look at DraftKings. Okay, so DraftKings up 3.49% off the announcement of NFTs with Tom Brady. Do I like it? NFTs with Tom Brady, that is. I mean, yeah, it's like a card deal. I guess, look, the reality is, from my perspective, this is what I look at. And that's all I really care about on DraftKings. I want this through the bottom of this nasty series of lower peaks. Of course, we've seen big shorts come through here with the nasty hedge fund managers saying that DraftKings was dodgy. Then we saw a rally followed by a big dip back down to 42.50. We're basically at a point now where it's got to break through this previous little support. Then we've got to get through this. And I would be more entailed to go with the idea of it goes up, comes through, moves back, and then pick it up for the long through here. 52.50 and obviously 55 being the main resistance. So is it news? Yeah, it's news. Is it sugar rush news? Possibly. I'd want to see some follow through. It's going to open at the resistance. It will open at the resistance. PK Subban says NFTs are dumb. And then Knock Knock says NFTs are so old school. Yeah, NFTs certainly are an interesting one. I feel like they'll come back in years' time and you'll be like, damn, I wish I bought those CryptoPunks. But now is not the time for the CryptoPunks. Actually, how much are they worth? Are CryptoPunks down yet? Let me have a look at CoinMarketCap. I really want to see what the CryptoPunks are worth. CoinMarketCap. NFTs. CryptoPunks. All right. Here's nasty CryptoPunks. Where's my... How do I get my graph? I don't want this. I don't care about this. I want the graph, damn it. So the collection is still worth $400 million. Wowzers. That is ridiculous. I like it. $400 billion for the CryptoPunks. I'm interested in the CryptoPunks when they're worth a lot less money, that's for sure. I want them to be worth, like, this market, 20 mil total. That's when I'm interested in the CryptoPunks. And you might think that's never going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. I went long on Doji since $17, says Musti. Which one? NFTs are money laundering tools? If that's true, John, and then it can be, can it be used like art? That would be crazy. Yeah, because in the US, you guys have really interesting art tax. Yeah, that would be wild. The art tax is very bizarre. Let's have a look at the pre-market here and what's going on. We've got Chipotle up 5.12%. We've got the JP Morgan's up 1.13%. Electronic Arts coming in at 141. We've got John Deere. What else have we got? S&P, Texas Instruments. Let's go to the negative side. We've got SAP. We've got Baidu. We've got Roku, which is actually coming into support. We'll check that out. Mostly tech companies kind of all showing slight red. So not too much red there. And when we go over to the other stocks, what have we got going on? We've got Riot Blockchain and anything to do with crypto up today. We've got CRISPR Therapeutics up. Thank you very much. Needs to go up again. Come on now, CRISPR. We've got Plug, Palantir. And where's the AMC? The AMC is down 2.53%. Janet Yellen will slap crypto, says Trishan S. Yeah, unfortunately, BTC, while it may rally here for a little bit, it's going to struggle around that 32,000, I feel. And again, when Yellen gets involved here, or when the Fed gets involved, or whoever else is going to get involved with Bitcoin, I'm kind of worried for it. Like, I feel they're coming, guys. They're coming for crypto. They're going for the stable coins. They're going specifically for companies, I guess, that are offering stable coins. I think they're going for staking in some ways. There's a lot of things going on there. Brent Masenko, $2. Good morning, Tom. FBRR, please. Sure, can do. Can do. Fiverr International. Amazing. I remember this website all those years ago, and I started using it well before it IPO'd. And I remember when it was like the dodgiest den of like stuff, but it seems to have, I'm surprised it's elevated past the $5. I remember 2010 or whatever it was when it was out. This stock, is it moving good? Let's have a look. Weekly, 4 hour, rallied off the 197. Decent close yesterday, actually. To get above these moving averages so easily and then just butter them, close above them is strong. Usually the way I would do it is like pick up, pull back to that zone. I'd be interested in that pullback and then I'd take it long. The reason you usually get that is because most things, they'll rally, they'll exhaust once they break through this moving average, and then those moving averages will act as dynamic support on the way through. Nothing riveting here from my perspective. You'd probably be following it by some moving average on the really small time frames, like this 15-minute. Maybe looking for pickups off this type of zone, like a 223. It's going to open at 228. I can't say I see anything like spectacular here, though. Just looks like a standard rally that's very untechnical from the perspective of you're not following the 2 steps forward, 1 step back principles. Like over here and that breach, I like that a lot. I like that consolidation style trade a lot. GME is up, Tom. Yeah, I see. Let's have a look. Up-ish, you say. Well, let's check out some more stocks first. So we've got Snowflake. This has continued to be a decent kind of little movement here. I quite like Snowflake's close. You had bullish hammer. You obviously get that false breakout occur. It then comes back through, gives you another daily close above. And if we go down to something like a 4 hour here, we've got some decent strength coming back through to this market. So we've got a nice kind of bullish close. That's obviously not an ideal style candle, but it is above the resistance again. And it did make a higher low so far. So we'd be looking for a higher high, and you'd obviously have targets much, much higher. But I am starting to feel like every one of these stocks, like you look at them and you think, even Enphase here. Do I love that stock there? Not really. I mean, you got resistances, supports, resistances. It's tough. AMD, maybe a little bit better. AMD certainly looks all right. But you've got Intel coming out with results on the Thursday close. That's going to be a bit of a problem there. Each one of these stocks, I mean, where are you guys looking? Give me some of the ones you're looking at. I'm kind of like just chilling at the moment, I guess. I liked yesterday's moves. I thought there were some great trades. Eka was on. The Square trade was amazing, Eka. Congratulations if you got that one. That was a great trade, bro. Had the big bullish hammer, followed through and just went ballistic. Turns out, I think, what was it? Kathy Wood was getting in on there. Fiverr is where you can get cheap NFTs. Yeah, I guess so. Georgie Lazaroff, US $4.99. Hello, thank you. No worries, Georgie. Looking forward to getting in your membership group. That's great. Great to have you there. What do you think about the oil futures, WTI and Brent? Yeah, this is the first day that I quite like the futures, actually. We've got the long leg doji. So we hated oil for a few days there. And then we've come back to going, okay, we can deal with oil. We can deal with it right now. I think it's pretty strong into the 70.54 area. You've got previous supports. I actually quite like this. I love the long leg doji. And then obviously if we get the decision made, if you actually scroll down to things like 1 hour as well, this is the type of thing that you want to see. You've got the previous supports. You've got resistance. You've got the breakout of resistance. And of course, hopefully now the rally to 70.54. So, yep, it's form base. It's come off a great zone. It quickly sold into that. As we suspected, OPEC ruined the day of oil buyers. But what a great zone for it to come back to. Long leg doji is all I have to say. Long leg doji. Let's see what other people are saying about some of the stocks. Now, I want stocks with good technicals, guys, not just madness, all right? Jong says Square. Yeah, I mean, Square had a great close on it yesterday. I think it's looking pretty good today. I haven't loaded up Kathy's ARC in a while. Let's have a look. Kathy's ARC. Did she buy lots of this? What happened yesterday? If you don't have Kathy's ARC, it's not a bad little website. You can go here and you can refresh it and we'll show all of the different positions that she's been loading. So what have we got here? We've got lots of sells. On July, we have some buys. Anything here to note that she's been buying? She's always buying Coin and Square at the moment, it seems. A few new stocks here that I haven't seen from her in a while. God, some of these stocks I don't even think I've covered them in a while. Might have a quick look through those on the weekend actually and see if there's anything in there I like. I don't mind, like, what I kind of do at the moment in some ways is sometimes I'll have a look at some of the stocks that they're purchasing, like ARC's purchasing, because they do some interesting due diligence. And I like their approach to some of the fundamental side. So sometimes if I see a really great technical with the fundamentals, I'll take the technical one. You know, I don't mind that. It can work out quite well actually, if it's in line with, you know, your own thought processes. It's not bad. Let's have a look. What else did people go? Got Nvidia. Let's have a look at Nvidia. Should have readjusted now. Absolutely, it has. So Nvidia rallied super hard off the 179. Quickly came up. It's split now. So obviously this will be the same support as we had previously. It's all ready and rocking. Let's go have a look at the 2 hour. Interesting. Not bad. It's going to got like a trough down here. You've got your peak. You've got your higher trough. And we're looking for a higher peak breakout. So about 192, you should start to see rallies if we get a little closure above there. So closure above 192 I like from a rally perspective. Because you're getting through these moving averages. Let's have a look at the 2 hour. What's at 192? Yeah, that'll be a 50 exponential here as well. Because remember, at this stage, this is not positive. We had peak, trough, lower peak. If you ever need an excuse to realize how good the lightning bolt is, peak, trough, lower peak, breakthrough, bang, straight down to the next support. Yeah, I don't know about Nvidia right now, but I would like it above 190 for the bull side. 190, 190. DJ AJ says Nvidia, yeah, I kind of feel with you. Can I have a look at gold? Yeah, we'll check out gold. Gold getting a bit of a slapping by the dollar index being up so much. So gold had that great rally on it the other day. Got to about 1833. Didn't quite get to the 1842, which I'd hoped it would go to. And then it continues to come down and put massive pressure on this downside. So we've got our box. Let's get rid of the box. So it makes it a little bit easier. We've got support week, support week. Let's go to the 8 hour, my favorite time frame. So we had the false break to the downside. It rallied, failed to hold a rally and pulls more down. This is a really confused market, isn't it? Gold has absolutely no idea. Over here, certainly rally was the play. Over here, I'm confused. It looks kind of ugly, and we just know that we have a very strong support that we need to hold under all circumstances. I'd probably go more over the dollar index and see what it's doing. And if the dollar index is weakening, and you believe it's weakening for any reason, which I don't, but if it is, then that's going to trigger good moves for gold. So gold, yeah, really tough. Let's have a look at silver. Oh, silver's bad. Supports down here through. Is that even really a trend line? Nope. The trend line was probably before that, so it was probably more over around that area. Oh, wow. I mean, silver, $25 psychological. Tried to bull hammer. Absolutely no follow through for silver. And then it's come back down. Yeah, really tough. I think I'll be actually shorting silver there. Support becomes resistance. Trend lines. Probably a really good short for silver. This dollar index bull strength's really struggling on quite a lot of the metals and commodities and stuff. Like gold looked great. And then dollar index ended up getting that weekly close. Really destroyed that kind of trade. Gold and dollar index still looks strong. US 10 years starting to do a little bit of rallying here, pushing the banks. It's kind of hit that main support of previous resistance. It's now at a point where you're also saying, well, it's going to test the daily 200 from the bottom up. So it's going to find some resistance there. I think the story I'm kind of going with today is it's very muddled. Usually I have more of an opinion, and I'm sorry I don't have much more opinion, but I don't. I feel like it's really muddled. Bitcoin's really tough to read at the moment. Yesterday, US 500 was quite simple. I still like the Amazon chart. I still like the Roku. But I don't love. I just like. But they're all coming off previous role reversals. And I think that's something you need to understand sometimes, guys. It's not always going to be like the most glorious state of trade. Sometimes you're going to come into the market and you're going to think, oh, I love today. There's so much great setups. I mean, yesterday definitely had some very solid picks across the board, which were all based on the index. We even saw the false break to the downside instantly, which basically stop hunted people. We saw movements in things like the T-Doc even, that went up. But what are you feeling? Actually, what's the community feel about today? You reckon it's going up or down, guys? Up or down? Bull or bear today? Jose De Ponte Pereira, $10. Thank you for your great advice. Great educational content every day. Can you please push the like to support the great work? I appreciate that, man. That's also... It's Jose, by the way, I know. Can you please see invite? Invite, yes. Thank you very much, man. That's brings a smile to my dial. I appreciate your support, and I've seen you here a lot, so it's great to have you here. Let's give some claps for some of the super chatters today. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's have a look here. People are saying bull, slight bull, waiting, chilling. Tom equals the muddler. Yeah, today I'm just like a sideways, slight bull up. Long leg doji day, says John Week. The feeling is bullish up, slight bear, open mixed up, finally down. VIX looks headed down. Yeah, slight bear, bull. Everyone's all over the place. Today we chop with indecision. Hey, I would love an indecision. If we got a long leg doji, that would make me super happy. Now this stock looks a little better, doesn't it? Just because it looks like it could be forming a smaller time frame base. Oh, yeah, man. NVTA. Decent little bit of volume spiky here. A little bit of volume purchases. Super sick. Let's have a look at the weekly. Okay. Massive kind of like drop off. Little bit of rally. 1 hour though. That 1 hour didn't look too... I mean, the 2 hour didn't look too bad. It's got the right kind of accumulation cycle. So you've got some volume coming through, which is good, which means someone bought some stock. And then you've got a nice closure at the end of the day yesterday. Good structure. I don't know the stock at all. Medical nursing services, $5.84 billion in market capitalization size. It's doing the right type of structure that you would want. Now, that's the type of structure I look for. Whether this stock trades super technically, I can't tell you because I haven't looked at it. You know, over here it had a similar structure. It rallied for a little bit. So you know that that's a similar type of structure as you have it over here. That is what I look for though. It's kind of similar to when gold was doing it. You know, you go over to gold, go over to the smaller time frames, and what you'll generally have is when this type of structure goes, and I like it on the daily here on this one. Let me just quickly load this across. This type of structure, you know, when that kind of breaks out, which it did over here, it signals nice bullish momentum. So you get like a really good set of kind of bull days going through. Now, this was very choppy, but still the overall picture was bullish. So that is definitely what you look for. NVTA is Kathy Wood's long-term stock. Stock Twitch says it's a bullish day, so I tend to go the opposite to them, says Mr. Murray. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Darth Sidious, $2. Tom is being Elmer Fudd while I'm being Bugs Bunny with the carrot. All right, Sid, man. Well, I don't know, dude. Like, today maybe I'm just tired. I think I'm tired. Sometimes I just, you know, you got to know when you're feeling it and when you're not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. You show me good. Come on, Sid. Give us a good setup. Let's see if we can find a good setup, man. Give me some sweet. Look at this. Look at the Facebook. Long leg doji followed by bullish movement. Okay. Last time that happened, we created a green day. Maybe we have to go around and find the facts. What are the facts? Let's have a look at all the big stocks. Let's look at the Microsofts. The Googles. Let's have a look at the Google. Google looks meh. Let's have a look at micro dollars. Not really giving me much. What else have we got? Have a look at like a Caterpillar for a second here. Gap fill. Yeah, none of these are great. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $20. Go to looking at a 5% move to 1060. Darth Sidious says the Nvidia trade you said is my trade of the year. 0 drawdown, monthly, weekly, daily setups. Yeah, but I'm saying today, man. I was loving Nvidia. But do you love Nvidia today that much? There's a lot of calls on this at the moment. A lot of calls on this at the moment that are expiring this week. Let's have a look at GoTo. My goodness. Ulrich, man, you're looking at some serious things going down here. You're looking for a 5% move to 1060. Oh, wow. I mean, it's kind of sick looking, man. Well, it's not. I mean, that is a knife. Yeah, Ulrich, I know you love the GoTo, but if this is the stock, it's back at the very beginning. So I guess somewhere around this zone makes sense for it to have a little rally. It's just come down all the way down to like kind of that 9 to 10. That's where it's previous like opened. Yeah. I don't know. There's nothing much on those big time frames. 1 hour, very little. You need base. You need nice base. You need lightning bolts. That kind of thing really is the more exciting path, unfortunately, Ulrich. It really is the more exciting path. UPWK had a good bounce off support. Let's have a look at that, Bradley back. Let's check it out. UPWK, Upwork. Yeah. All right, let's go to the daily. I wonder why Ulrich likes that stock so much. You got to tell me, man. There must be some reason. Yeah, that's a good bounce. Back above, of course, the resistance. This type of nastiness is kind of sometimes why people choose to use options, because if you were trading this with the CFD, let's think about it logically. You would probably have a stop somewhere under here. All right. Then what does Wall Street do? They come, they hit your stop perfectly, kind of like the crypto market right now when it went underneath, and then they begin to rally that movement up. And that's just the super nastiness of what they do. This is a good move up here for this stock. Upworks move was decent. I do tend to prefer like nice kind of, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but I know this stock kind of does its own thing. Being above here is good. I would like a pullback move up. Pullback move up to the 51.55 and then go from there. DJ AJ, $2. How I know you did mRNA earlier, but can you do it again, man? All right, I can do mRNA for you. So I think actually I read your message afterwards. You were talking about the bear side here on mRNA. I tend to agree. That looks very blow-offy. So mRNA gets included. It has a exceptionally massive kind of rally. This is like a full excess style rally. Usually with any of these types of things, you'll see it run away from all of its normal moving averages. So it's kind of like going very, very strong. And then all of a sudden that last kind of $50 to $60, it just goes berserk and just moves up at a pace that's so fast. Then everyone starts talking about it and it blows off. After seeing that movement, actually, let's draw it. How big is that movement? Yeah, 14%. So if that was 20%, almost every time a market kind of blows off around 20%, like over here, it's the beginning of the end for the stock. So there's a 25% daily on mRNA, okay? That's very common with a blow-off. So this is a huge rally followed by the pumpy and then the dumpy. With the pumpy and the dumpy. This stock is well known to dumpy. And look at the volume. See the volume here in December 20? Monstrous. Again, monstrous. Lead up was big. Rally was big. Both times, if you could hold it, again, a lot of people use options for this type of stuff. Yeah, it's looking pretty weird. Let's have a look at what the actual options prints were. Let's check this out. Let's have a look at mRNA for yesterday. Okay, so there were some puts going through. Large put position. $300 put in 503K premium. And we've got some 315 strikes. So far the put easily outweighs these calls. More calls. That's a big one. 681K premium. Jeez, these are all buys, by the way. So there's some big ones going through. 15th to 10th. So many calls. Makes me think they all want to expire them worthless. Jeez, there was big positions both ways. So many calls, guys. I'm going to go with they want to expire those calls worthless. There was way too many calls there and so much jumping around of the stock. What do you guys reckon? I think this is a more bearish than bullish with pretty crazy rallies and then followed by further bearish pressure. It's hard to pick, but based on how mRNA is traded in the past, it tends to be pumpy McDumpy. Jonathan Trentwell, super chatted $6.66. Thank you so much. Netflix, if you haven't covered it already. No, I haven't looked at the Netflix stock today. Let's do Netflix. Earnings out yesterday after the close. Comes down 0.95% in the start. Not too bad. I suspected maybe a little bit worse. It did sell off into the earnings. Big support here is at about 512 for it, but there is a lot of technical like kind of levels behind it. Let's go to the 4 hour. Stuck between 4 hour 20 and 50. Sometimes when you're stuck between two moving averages, a little closure up or below with the body will lead to further pressure into that direction. I think we'll have to dial in really fine here. 10 minutes away from the open, guys. Thank you very much to the 1,400 people that are joining us today. Great to have you here. Thank you so much. I can't say I'm like won over again by this stock. It just looks messy to me. 525 is the last two support buys, and it's wicked twice off that. That's where the pre-market is. So if you're going with anything, you'd be looking for small rally here on the smaller time frame. Depends what you're trying to get out of it. If you're looking for more bullish pressure, you need a 535 break peak. Once it does that, it's broken past 1 and 2 resistance points. Put in a base, much more solid. That's the type of trade I prefer. I prefer that kind of thing back into the highs. Yeah. It's at support into the open. I prefer the break close above this and then taking it long. I like to be in that participation style phase. J Nibble coming in, CHF $2. What point would you be bullish yesterday on Tesla? Okay. Just there, bro. Yeah, that's a super solid entry. If I was day trading that, yeah, right there, man. And there's a couple of reasons. You've got to think about the price action. It's a good story. It's actually maybe even one I could record for the stream. So we'll just quickly do this in a second here. So when you're looking for price action, you've got to think, let's play the story here out. If you want to be a day trader, let's play the story out. So we have a trend line. We have, firstly, horizontal resistances, and we've got that one support line that kind of comes through here with the wick. We gap below the day before because we have to play this story out. Then we move all the way up. Now, I've explained quite a few times why that is very significant. If it had gapped below and held bearish, I would have called that a close below the trend line. But let's remember back here, when we actually correctly called a massive fall off in Tesla before, did we call it on this day? No, because it gapped below our previous support and rallied up. Did we call it on this day? No, because again, it rallied up through the day. And then we got this red day and it was on. This is the go signal right here. That is the exact point that I was like, close. Oh yeah, it's dead. Because at that point, it was failing to rally each single day. Now, because this rallied, it was already showing us bullish intentions. We then go down through the time frames. And what I like about this 1 hour chart straight away is we have moving averages. We've got the 20 moving average. We've got the 200 moving average sitting underneath. And more importantly, each single one of these candles, we have kind of like a gap, sell off, closes here, wick purchase, okay? We then make a bullish hammer here that has kind of like indecision. We then have a little bit of wick buying, and then we get a nice pin bar style candle followed by bullish candle here. Now, when we think about it, this bullish candle is higher than the previous. Remember, close is the key and the type of candle is key. We have rejection, and this is the difference between many good traders and bad ones. What's happening here is each one of these are bearish candles. There's no bullish close here, guys. Very important. The last bullish close that we had at a high point was here. This one is higher off the back of rejection. There's clearly some buyer here. There's someone buying throughout the day. We get an increase in volume into this candle. No, we don't. No, not into that candle. We get a decrease in volume, sorry. But we do get a nice amount of bullish hammers. It would have been better if it had an increase as well. Increase would have been sweet. But yeah, I'll actually take it there. Even though it hasn't closed above the 50 exponential and you say, oh, isn't that risky? It's all about the close to me. That is the highest close, excuse my free curse drawing, than any of the other bull candles. And if I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to put in the percentage, let's think about it. Where's my take profit going to be? Well, maybe the end of the day. But where is my stop loss need to be? Only underneath here, guys. Maybe here if you wanted it. So the risk reward considering the throughput, considering how good this trade could end up being, is really high. And I like that kind of risk reward. We can go up and down through all the time frames as well. That's something you'll want to look at. What's the 15-minute look like? What's the 30-minute look like? If we read the 15-minute time frame, and if you guys enjoy this, let me know, by the way. We have a series of pretty nice kind of like higher low style stories where the market is just slowly creeping up there. Slowly. And then all of a sudden, we see that bullish close here. We get the classic, the super classic false shooting star, false pin bar rejection right at the peak, followed by bullish action. You could also enter here if you're a 15-minute trader and look at that nice rally at the end. So this is a super entry. I like that a lot. I like this one a lot. And I also like that 1 hour. Now, these ones are going to get you in later, but I love that. Oh, I love that so much. What a great entry. Even better than the other one, even though you get in later. Very solid style setup taking this. This is so classic of Wall Street stealing cash from people. Creates the false story, the false narrative of shorting at the resistance. Everyone feels good. The most important thing is here, there's no follow-on. No follow-on momentum shows that they've really worked this one out. They're being sneaky. And then that closure. It's good stuff. I like that a lot. So you can day trade this stuff, but you've got to pick your lines. And I think, Tesla has a great line through that 650. Support, resistance. Probably the 15 minutes even better than the 1 hour. But I like both entries. Both provide decent opportunities. Ali Kolner. Oh, wait, sorry. Ali Kolner, $3. OXY, enter long here? Question mark. I will go through the technicals for you. No worries. My goodness, it's fallen off a lot. We're 3 minutes off the open, by the way, guys. Looks like we've got some green coming into the Dow, followed by probably the banks. 10-year yield is up. That's going to be good for XLF. XLF hit mission critical about 24 hours ago. It just bounced off that level. So we'll be watching the financial index very closely, though, to know when the bears have got control of this market. And we'll be letting you guys know. So make sure you subscribe. When the XLF hits, the bears come out to play. But at the moment, it is bouncing. Look, Oxy has come down to a support. Interesting, we had some analysis here from this one from before. I'm sure we would have been talking about this resistance fairly closely. And look, it's support. It's filled the gap. 1 hour. I'm sighing because I'm just like, sometimes I just don't even want to say like what I think about it because it's just like kind of pointless. Yeah, I mean, you've got a trough, you've got a peakish point. I guess you could say this is a higher trough and it's going through. It's above the 20 moving average here on at least the 1 hour. Filled the gap. I would say yes, it's going bullish at this point from a technical perspective, but yeah, don't know the stock very well. Don't know how it trades. Ivan NG, Singapore, $10. Hi, Tom. Can you have a look at Walmart? Is that an inverted head and shoulders on the daily with resistance at 142? Oh, that would be cool. Let's have a look at Walmart for you. I hope it's going to be a sweet technical. Daily. Let's have a look. Well, certainly some great levels coming up here. Look at the long leg doji, guys. My favorite. There you are, long leg doji. Very cool. How has it reacted off long leg doji before? We're open. Sorry, guys. You can tell I've been talking for a long time today. I'm just absolutely ratted. Let's have a look here at the 4 screener. We've got the market open. Sorry, I missed that. Got carried away. There's the bell. Ding, 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 ding. We are in. So we have got a little bit of rally here going up for the US 100. Let's have a look at the small time frames here on each one of them. We'll follow the SPX as well. SPX above the 20 yesterday, which is probably the most bullish thing about it. IWM looking okay as well. And the Nasdaq is the weak one. So the Nasdaq is the poster child of weakness today. Nasty Nasdaq. Let's go down to the smaller time frames of the SPX. Right at the resistance. Just thinking. Other stocks of note. So Hyper stocks down a little bit. Square down 0.47. Apple down 0.44. So all these kind of tech stocks definitely down. All the CRISPR style stocks down. So that means it's going to be all of the money is going into the Dow style stocks and the banks at this stage. AMC down 4.33%. Let's just have a quick look at the Webull percentage changes. Right, blockchain 10%. Corsair Gaming, I haven't heard about that one in a while. Palantir, okay. Let's go over to the screener. Assuming banks and some of the Chipotle is up so hard. That is a crazy stock. 1,668. Man, I remember when people were saying 1,200 was expensive for it. Coinbase doing really well. That's great to see. Coinbase might even... the problem is it trades with crypto. So you can't really use the good technicals on it. This is a good move for the SPX. Now on the US 100. So you can see here you got trough, you've got a peak, you've got a higher trough in the 5 minute. You're looking for a closure break above for further bullish pressure. And it must be a close. Because this is at this stage, just looks like it could just be a false break into the 200. So we'll watch that one through. We will watch that one through. All right, back to Walmart for a second. Okay. So, Walmart. I wouldn't call it an inverse head and shoulders. I know what you're saying, but this is a big left shoulder. Just think of it as, it doesn't really matter what kind of pattern you're seeing. It's more about what is the pattern telling you about the price action. So because we have the long leg doji over here on the left-hand side, and the indecision is just underneath the peak, and the closures are all here, we're actually just looking for a little bit more bullishness on Walmart to go through. Walmart is also consumer staples, so it tends to be quite defensive. So if Wall Street does come in with the money here, they're going to look to close above here, and that would be a go signal from an educational technical analysis standpoint. You've got a lot of times it's tested this. You've never got a bullish close on the daily. You've got long leg doji, you've got a cross to the 2050, and you have a lot of coiling consolidation. And it's also a good time of year for these types of staples. What do we got here? So consumer staples, April 25th to November generally is pretty strong for consumer staples. So according to the actionable data, or one actionable data point, yeah, it is a good time for those. IWM outperforming the rest with a 0.89%. Small banks liking the 10-year yield. You wanted to know whether the take profit was at 153 for Walmart. You would be correct. I'd probably go a little bit lower, like a 150, 150, just to get in with all of the action, like that point there. A little bit safer. It's not bad trade though if it does come through. David Riley, $5. PLTR. For PLTR in your market wrap of the day. Oh, PLTR. The old Palantir. Is it back? Are we back, guys? Is Palantir back? 2053. 2 hour time frame. Not really seeing too much. It did rally. It's got a lot of problems in front of it. And we know Palantir likes to rally early. Got support, resistance, and just above that at about $23, you've got 20 moving average. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? It's put in its first Little daily 200. The 200 SMA come through. That means it's almost ready to be traded, guys. It's almost ready. It's almost investment grade. Only after you go past 12 to 18 will it go through. A few people saying NVIDIA to the moon. 2.54. Let's have a quick look. Very nice. Getting above that 190 right now. That's great. I like it. New peak formed. Perfect. Get a closure of the peak, and then hopefully it can rally a little bit more. How's the old QCOM going? Even the QCOM's up 0.8%. I actually quite like the QCOM today. The QCOM is looking good. Bullish kind of movement here. QCOM coming in. New high, which is nice to see from that. Would like some holds on some decent time frames. Square's firing super hard here. Another great day for Square. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just wanted to close above here, please. Just let me out, Square. Let me out, Jack Dorsey. You've trapped me in jail for so long. I've been jailed in Square jail. I want to be out. I want to be free. Free me. How's mRNA looking? Let's have a look. mRNA, 0.13%. If you're looking at where it goes super bearish, it needs to close underneath this point. Because effectively, that's a giant long leg doji. This would be one that I would go slightly better than coin flip. Apple going back up, somebody says. Yeah. Where's the Amazons? Amazon's lacklustering. So it's clearly all pandemic plays. Pandemic. I would really like NVIDIA above 190. Get that nice bullishness. Lots of wicks through here. Get above that little daily 20. Sweet. That'd be cool. Chris Stone with the $5. No message, but thank you so much, Chris, for your support. Oh, here we go. One of the mods has picked you up. Chris Stone says, why is it taking 3+ business days to trade between two successful mutual funds just to get rid of management fees? Banks all in cash. Not quite understanding it, Chris. So 3+ business days to trade between two successful mutual funds. Yeah. When you're talking about transfers in banks and stuff, they hold it back for hard terms. I had one. It took 2 weeks just to get money out. 2 weeks transferring. Oh, sorry. We've got to, come on, guys. 2 weeks. But if you're wondering about why are they doing it, I'm not really sure on the question there, Chris. But you can send me a Discord and I'll have an answer of it. Alec Diefenbach, $6.90. Tom Legend, which cycle sector rotation are we in? E.g., I like renewable energy and mineral mining, but I want the time the energy plays. Okay, man. Well, yeah, it's very important to know your sectors and your industries and stuff. So from a perspective of the current one, I'll be putting this into a better chart anyway, because I'm going to get my own data into it. You would have to say we're in kind of the utility time, which we have been looking at. Consumer staples. Generally, there's a lot of healthcare. We entered into healthcare. You guys know I was all over that. I was going crazy all over the healthcare and the biotech at this point. We're in a time of actually the VIX being traditionally quite high. So the volatility index is usually quite high at this point. Industries such as materials and stuff don't tend to be, I think, hugely purchased here. It's kind of like a slump point for materials. And I would confirm that. I've traded materials for a lot of years. I would say usually it's more the kind of rallies near the end of the year. Last year, for example, it rallied quite hard. We're generally in the point of kind of more defensive sections. And the reason why is because the market goes into one of its most volatile times over the next 3 months. Traditionally, September is one of the worst months of the year. We know that. Well, it is. It's the worst month of the year by far. And if it's the worst month of the year by far, then we've got to pay attention. That's usually where the bigger pullback comes. It's usually around earnings. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's August. And I'm prepared to go with those kind of stats. At the moment, still bullish. Haven't seen the bears come out to play yet. But when they do, I will be watching. They make money on the short term. Yeah, they do. They make money on the short term money market, but I'm not exactly sure how much they make. I don't know. So, Alec, what type of sector are we in right now? I don't think we're in a strong mineral market, but let's have a quick look at BHP for an example here. Let's go to BHP on the ASX. We'll go on the daily for you. So they just announced that they were potentially looking to sell some assets. So you'll notice here the November rally. Let's go back to more normal style years though. So over that July period, weakness here. All the crapper period, November started to rally. In the middle, see how it's sideways. This one actually rallied through the part of the year, but this was more off a really huge recovery for BHP. So if we go back again, all that middle of the year was pretty sideways. This is more of a materials play, but if you're looking at them, I'm not really a huge fan of them in this cycle section. I don't like what I'm seeing here on the BHPs on the daily. I'm feeling like I'm kind of done with them. I'm waiting for them to have a pullback and then I'll re-enter the positions. Yeah. Tom, what are your thoughts on Tesla's upcoming earnings report? I'm always scared of the Tesla earnings reports, guys. There's nothing cool about the Tesla earnings reports. I know everyone gets hyped on them. The hype is much less this year because of the, I guess, lack of great returns in the stock, which just shows you how many people are just out there for the stock. US 10 years at 4.5% up, putting a little bit of pressure on the US 100. I don't know what to expect. I expect they're going to do good numbers. I mean, the Teslas are everywhere in Australia. It's like a plague of Teslas. My next door neighbor has all the Porsches are becoming Teslas. They have lots of Porsche for some reason, and they sell them and get Teslas. So, yeah, I expect decent earnings, like in terms of they're going to sell a lot of cars. They're going to have some decent guidance. And they're going to tout a whole bunch of those new things like, what was it? Like they're selling like the auto thing on a monthly subscription and stuff. Are the Chinese stocks moving today? Not really. Barber, Baidu, JD, they're all stuck. However, the Shanghai Composite looks incredibly good if it breaches through this zone. And that should hopefully rise all tides, including the Barbers. So this is incredibly cool. That's a kind of pattern I can get excited about. Tom, is that the Windows 94 program? You mean 95, man. No DOS here. Truly Messiah says, haha, Tom is definitely looking at his neighbor's Teslas. Yeah, I got a few people on the street with the Teslas. They got Model Ys, I think. Sneaky people with the Model Ys. Energy's play right now could be coming back in here, Alec. Just because the energy got beaten. But as we said, this is one of my favorite markets of the day. Because that's a good little setup. You've got nice support, breach through, and it's rallying. So someone super chatted me that before. That was one of my favorites of the day. I'm looking for it to rally to like 70 and then get caned. Something like that. Rally to 70 for me on that one. mRNA is going down. Yes, says DJ AJ. DJ AJ, you can only celebrate, man. DJ AJ just typed it in. You can only celebrate when the thing gets underneath the long leg doji. But yes, look, these candles aren't looking great for it. 1 hour rejection yesterday. You need it underneath. Big blow off, I feel. Pumpy dumpy, man. Pumpy dumpy mRNA. Also, way too many bullish options. Did you guys see how many bullish options there were? phenomenal amounts. Is Triple M a stable stock? It usually is, but not recently. Just looking for a nice breakout though at the moment. We covered this for someone yesterday. It does have some nice rallies in it every so often. But you can make your own guess of whether it's stable. When it sells, it does sell some decent percentage considering what it is. And you'll notice it's kind of like a late cycle thing. So like a lot of healthcare, see how they all came in about October 11th? So with a lot of healthcare companies and a lot of these type of companies, healthcare will go incredibly hard over the next decade, I feel. I feel like it's certain healthcare will be one of the better ones. Neo up 3.07%. Let's have a quick look at Neo. Nice. Looking for a rally into 47 here. We know Neo can do some big days. Very good. All right, guys. Well, I'll leave you with this today. I guess it's looking okay. It's looking green, and there's nothing to worry about at this stage from the bear side. Remember, a lot of people, I don't know, actually, I don't watch YouTube investing people really, other than my own opinion, because I like to stay in my lane. But I'm assuming quite a few. Were people going bearish, guys? Were people going like it's the end of the world? I want to know, actually. Tell me right now. Were people, you guys watch a few channels, was everyone the end of the world? I'm still not going to change my prediction that we're going to be down 8 to 10% over the next 3 months. However, we haven't seen the sign of go yet. DKNG is stuck. Yeah, Scott, it's going right into resistance, man. Too much problems there. Is the sell-off over? Not according to me, PK Subban. At the moment, I expect us to go more bullish into the Apple event. Let's go bullish into the Apple event. Maybe we'll be like a 4,400 here. Maybe we'll even go hit our trend line. But at some point, either here or it's going to hit this, spike out, steal people's cash. And I think the bears take control of the market if they get underneath that zone. 50-50, largest market crash ever. Nope. Everyone talking about Groving. Yeah, dive, Dow. Dow going to 3,000. Yeah. Hey, guys, look. The reality is, and you may not want to believe this, I believe we're in a super cycle. And that super cycle is going to about 2026 and a half, 2027. It makes logical sense to me. I believe they're going to... I'm incredibly scared for the next big crash whenever it does happen. But I don't think it's happening this year. I don't think it's happening next year. I don't think it's happening the year after that. I've already told you guys my opinion on it. And that's because you're better off being optimistically bullish all the time. If you're a big bull and you ignore all of your nasty bear friends who only come out of hibernation 3 months of the year to say, told you so. Told you so, bro. I knew it. And then you say, well, how much you made this year? Oh, well, you know. Told you so, bro. That's what they say. You don't want to be the told you so, bro. You want to be the person that's optimistic. You know, people say housing's in bubbles. Well, how long's it been in the bubble for? Whenever someone says bubble, it ain't going to happen. And that's why I'd be very interesting to see the media in the next couple of days. Let's see how many great investment advisors come out and be like, it's the best time to buy the market right now. Dow predicted to go to 40,000 billion points by the end of the year. You know, that's the type of thing where we see that. There's no bubble discussion if you notice recently. Has anyone seen bubble discussion? I haven't seen bubble discussion. Alec Diefenbach, $6.90. Tom, but what about the climate change and extreme weather events? You mean like the perfect storm? You mean like that one where you're like in the ocean on the fish boat and the big wave comes through? What was that other one called? The way that took out the city? Man, that was crazy. Yeah, I don't think that's going to kill the stock market. Tom, is AMC mooning? It's up 6.22%. I actually really liked AMC yesterday, and I got sad. I must admit, I was a little sad because we spotted it. We had the little double bottom, and I was sleeping like a baby, and then, and then it broke through here, and I was like, no, AMC, why are you running away from me? Damn thing. So it's breached this through. This is looking like it's going to continue to do a bit of rally. 48 would be the next target for it. Incredible NVIDIA, says Alpha Mike. Where are you, NVIDIA? 2.62%. Okay. Yeah, look, NVIDIA, I'll still say this about it. I actually like it up to about that 197. But I'd be wary of it there from a trade perspective. Too much support. Support, a little bit of resistance. Could be a good one though. NVIDIA though is very highly priced, and I still think that. Well, I knew it was going to be buy the rumor, sell the fact, and the fact it came in early. The fact, and now how do I feel about it? You might get some nice buys on it if we do end up going through an 8 to 10% correction. Let's just say that. TLT for swing to the bull side, says Vincent. Yeah, let's have a look at that for you, Vincent, man. 20-year. The 20-year. That's valid. Down 1.24%. Probably need to time it up with your 10-year though, finding resistance, which it has. Just tested 200 from the bottom up. Makes sense, man. 2 hours. Resistance, support. 50 around this area has been okay. Yeah, I mean, you're starting to put together a relatively compelling story. NVIDIA ain't that fair value anymore, says DJ AJ. Yeah, it's certainly not. QCOM chugging along, says Bradley back. Let's have a look at QCOM. Hello, QCOM, 1.67%. It's a good trade this morning. I like this. Not as good percentage-wise as some of the others, but at least it made sense to me. Come on, QCOM. Get the business done. I want to see this thing get up there. Nasty thing. All we need from you, QCOM, is just a sneaky, at least give us a 151, okay? 151, QCOM. Would I short SE? I love that company way too much, though. I love SE. I love their ads. I love their marketing campaigns. Now, if it gives me the right technical to short, I'd take it out. A few puts on it recently. I noticed a few big puts coming through. It is incredibly overpriced. I've just got it trapped. I think if you're going to short it, you probably need it to go underneath this bullish hammer. And when that occurs, you get underneath the 20, and this will trigger kind of like a catalytic algorithm approach where they all come in. QCOM earnings on the 28th, so sell on the 27th, says PK Subban. PK, you're not wrong. You want to understand the stock. PK Subban's done his research on nasty QCOM earnings. My God, look at the QCOM earnings. Let me just bring this up for you. Okay, so QCOM earnings, here it is. Let's have a look at previous earnings for QCOM. Nasty. Oh, that one was actually better than expected. Let's have a look over here. Oh, that was a bad one, guys. We don't want that one. Oh, I maybe disagree. It was just the recent history QCOM earnings have been bad. We've all got bad taste in our mouth off this one. I don't have QCOM here, but I know a lot of people were mentioning it and it led to a big sell-off in it. Okay, I don't know, man. The QCOM seems to be all right into earnings. All right, everyone. I really will go now. I've just been talking about some stuff. Make sure, of course, if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry for having a bit more of a chill out session tonight. Yeah, just too many hours of talking. I run webinar, this thing, and obviously I work during the day as well doing my trading stuff. We've got Ulrich Nielsen coming in for the final super chat of the day. He says, look at the go-to. I told you, Tom. All right, we'll go back over. 1060. We're almost there, he says. Oh, man, I hope you can get in there. Ulrich, you got a sick obsession with this stock, man. I mean, I wish you all the best, but you love it. You love it so much, bro. The go-to scares the crap out of me. I wish you the best. Let's get you to, what do you need? 1060. Yeah, fair enough. 1060 for the go-to. Good luck, sir. Thank you for your super chat as per normal. All right, everyone. I really am now out. Catch you later. And tomorrow I should be feeling very, very good. Good luck today.